Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a cold day. It's chilly today here in Gwinnett County. It's 49 degrees, only going up to a high of 60, 69, 63. When I woke up this morning, it was 36. I was like, what in the heck is going on? 36. It was cold, y'all. It was freezing. I was like, oh my God. My daughter took the baby to school. The baby said, Mommy, hat on? Hat on is cold because it was cold this morning. Hope you're having a beautiful Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday, y'all. You know, today's my Friday. Today is my Friday. I don't mean to rub it in your face, but it's my Friday. It doesn't matter. I say that every Thursday, and I literally still work on Friday. I just don't do the show on Friday. But tomorrow, I got 2 meetings back to back. One at 1, one at 2. So I'll be busy all day tomorrow. And I got 3 meetings. I got one at 8:30 in the morning, one at 1, one at 2. So I got back-to-back meetings tomorrow. So it doesn't even matter. Like, I'm off from you guys, but I'm not really off. I'm hardly ever really off. Except on the weekends. However, this weekend I will be rearranging my office. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about rearranging the office. And, I'm excited about that. Got a new desk coming and all that stuff, so I'm excited about that. Anyway, today is National Jelly Bean Day. It's also National Earth Day. Love the earth. Listen, love the earth. This is the only one we get. It's kind of like life. It's the only one you get, kind of like your mama. It's the only one you get. Love your mother, love the earth, love your life. You only get one of each. I'm just trying to help you out now. It's also National Girl Scout Leaders Day. So if you know a Girl Scout leader, show her some love today. I'm sure she does a lot with the girls. National Jelly Bean Day. I was never fond of jelly beans. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. Never. Never was never fond of jelly beans. But for those of you who love, I like to look at them. I think they're pretty. But to sit and eat a jelly bean, just eat jelly beans, never fond of them. M&M's, different story. So when it's National M&M Day, yeah, I can get excited. Jelly beans, not so much. However, I probably would put like a big jar of jelly beans in my office or something because I think they're pretty. All right, I got to go ahead and get on my horoscope because I got a great guest for you today. And so I want to make sure we have enough time to chat with her because she's going to tell you how to have style impact. Yes, you need style impact. You want to look fly, she's going to tell you how to do it on a budget. Ain't that cool? All right, so let's go ahead and get on with our horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen. But today, Thursday, April the 22nd, we're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. If possible, rely on co-workers to back your objectives and talk to superiors in order to get approval. You can sell your ideas to those who have the money to back them. Yes, money can be made if you're willing to take a chance. Got to take a chance, Aries. You can make the money, but you got to take the chance. And here's the thing. A lot of times you don't want to take no chances. But you can't make no money. You got to step out there, take a little bit of risk. Calculated risk, but a little bit. You want to make that money. And then you got people in your corner today that's willing to back you. They got the money to back you. You got to take the chance, though. They can't back you if you don't take the chance. Taurus. Catch up on your reading and correspondence. You can win points with children if you take the time to show interest in their accomplishments. Show the kids some love, y'all. Show them some love. They like that. You should be trying to clear up legal contracts and that have been pending. Handle your business, Taurus. Show the kids some love, but handle your business. Clear up them contracts. They're just pending. They're just sitting there. You're procrastinating. Don't do that. Gemini. Your ability to get the job done will result in an added responsibility and possibly a promotion. Yes, you should make special plans for you and your lover. Do not get upset about situations you cannot change. Listen, don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small stuff. That's a book. That's a book. It's on my bookshelf. Yep. Listen, if you can't change it, don't sweat it. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time fighting over it, arguing over it, crying about it, venting about it. You can't change it. Oh, well, I can't change it. Let me keep it moving. What did you learn? That's the question you ask. Okay, what am I learning from this situation that I cannot change? Figure that part out. Cancer, take some time out. Good day for romance. Opportunities for romance will flourish through travel. All right, Cancer, take some time out. Put your hand up. You know how you put the kids in time out. Give yourself a time out today. Go out and get you something to eat. Get you some jelly beans. You may find your romance and then travel to the store to get the jelly beans. You may find a new love. It's a good day for romance. So go out to the store, take a minute, get you some jelly beans, and Mr. OK or Mrs. OK should be right around the corner waiting for you today. Give them a jelly bean. Tell them it's national. Hey, it's National Jelly. This is a good reason to start up a conversation. It's National Jelly Bean Day, and I just wanted to give you some jelly beans. That's cute, right? Yeah, let me know. Let me know if anybody used that and find true love. I want to know. We're going to talk to you on the show. Leo, if you can't get ahead in the company you're with, perhaps it's time to move on. Stay mellow, have some fun, but draw the line if someone tries to fast talk their way into your heart. Watch out for the fast talkers, Leo. They're trying to talk their way into your heart. Watch out for them. Stay mellow, have some fun, but watch that fast talking bruh or girl. You got some fast talking chicks. I talk fast. I ain't trying to talk my way into nobody's heart today, though. I think I'm in someone's heart already. Virgo, don't get so wrapped up in being rich that you overlook the fact that your plan may not always be as solid as you thought. You have two choices: get out on your own or bend to your mate's whims. Which one will you choose? Don't ignore any emotional issues that could be causing problems. Listen, if you got some stuff going on emotional today, Virgo, handle it. It could cause you more problems than you want. So handle it, right? And don't get so wrapped up in being rich. I know that's hard, right? Like they probably say, oh, you say what you want to say. I'm trying to be rich. I'm trying to be rich with you. I'm trying to be rich with y'all too. I am. I'm trying to be rich just like the rich folks. However, take some time to enjoy your life. Going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrology Bias, and stay tuned.
We're stuck in between, life is a riddle, yeah. And I don't know what it means, no. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. There is nothing we can't do.
Welcome back. Welcome. It's your girl, Ordinary Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thomson. One of my favorite songs right there. One of my favorite songs. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Don't reveal anything about your personal life that could be used adversely. Concentrate on your work. Yes, your home environment may be hectic, which could result in emotional upset if you aren't well organized. Yes, organize yourself. That's what I'll be doing this weekend, getting organized, because I have not been organized. Well, not so. I'm somewhat organized, but my office is a mess right now. One, because there's stuff in here that don't belong to me that's going to be gone. So I'm excited about that. Scorpio, unexpected visitors will be a welcome surprise. Get back to the basics and reevaluate what is happening in your life. You have a lot to offer. You got a lot to offer, Scorpio. Get back to the basics. Reevaluate your life. To offer somebody. All right, Sagittarius, try to curb your bad habits. Make sure that you have covered yourself legally, and try not to let your temper go out of hand. Get out of hand. Yeah, watch the temper. You can make profitable investments if you purchase an art object for your home. All right, listen, watch your temper. I know sometimes I got a bad temper too. My mother used to tell me that all the time. Ooh, you're so mean. They used to say that about me. My brother still says that. They think I'm mean. I'm not mean though. I'm just not a fluffer. Like, I'm not the person that's going to fluff you. Not really. Right? But my mom's like, ooh, you're so mean. I said, Mom, I'm not mean. She think I was mean. She was mean. She was a fighter. My mother was a fighter, y'all. I got it from my mother and my father. They were both mean. My father was really mean. They say it all the time, like, you're just like your father. My brother says that all the time. Capricorn, you will be full of good ideas, and your choice of activities may bring you enrichment far beyond your expectations. Consider making pleasure trips or participating in entertainment that will require energy. All right, you got to do some, I don't know, you may go do some rock climbing or something. You need to spend extra time sorting through your work. I'll tell y'all a quick story, and I'm going to get on with this show. So my husband had his birthday, it was like years ago. I like to do things different. Like, I'm not the same. I don't like the same old. When we did this, they were dressed up. They had on like dress shoes and stuff. And I was cracking because I was like, when I knew where they were going, they didn't know where they were going. I knew where they were going, but they didn't know where they were going. So I was cracking up. So when they got the address, they were at rock climbing, and my husband, I don't think he was so mad, but his best friend was like, man, I thought we was going to get a massage. It was so funny, y'all. But they went to rock climbing, and I thought it was a great experience because my husband never would have done it himself. Like, I was like, you're going to do something different. All right, Aquarius. Then with the intellectual conversation, you should be putting in some overtime. Your best gains will come through help others emotionally. Yeah, help somebody out today. Somebody needs a hand. Help them out, y'all. Help them out. They need a hand right now. Lend them a helping hand. Last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces, try to be a bit more understanding, or you may end up spending the evening alone. Okay, fish, you don't want to be by yourself today, do you? Then you need to be a little bit more understanding. Don't let relatives get the better of you. Set a limit on the amount you're willing to spend, and be sure to stick it out. Yeah, I'm good at that. They call me a black Jew sometimes. Like, I'll be like, I'm not spending it. I take a certain amount of money, certain things. I barely carry money in my wallet anymore. That's how bad it is. But, that's being an entrepreneur. I changed my mindset. We're about to start talking about mindset. All right, so that's all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again Monday at 10 a.m. God willing, to bring you more of the horoscopes. Now let's get on to let's get on to our show about some news you can use today. For news, we got a guest today in the house. So my guest today is Miss Solita Roberts. She's originally from the Republic of Guyana. She has been in the financial industry for over 15 years, but now she is a style impact coach, and she's going to show us how to take our seat at the table and feel confident when we do it. She says, you know what? I love fruit, but I hate the smell of baked goods. We want to know why, Solita. Why do you hate the smell of baked goods? Show them how to take their have and become confident and powerful in their own closet. Let's say that in their own closet. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Miss Solita Roberts.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much, Audrey, for having me. I am super, super excited to be here. And yes, there's a story behind me not loving certain fruits in baked goods. So
now,
why? Thank you very much for having me.
That's so funny. Why is when I saw that, I say, okay, most people love the smell of it. See, I'll eat fruit, but I don't like cooked fruit. Why don't you like it? What's the story there?
Okay, so it's basically the same thing like you. I eat fruits. For instance, banana. Like, I love bananas. I can have, I would sit down and have 2 or 3 bananas if I can. But I hate the smell of banana in baked goods. Don't give me any banana bread. Don't give me banana pudding. Don't give me banana smoothie. Don't put banana in anything. Just give it to me just like that. There's just something about the smell when it's baked or crushed that I cannot stand.
Isn't that crazy?
But I love it.
I know. And so now I take that back. That may be the only cooked fruit I would eat, banana bread. But it has to be mashed up to the point where I can't taste the banana in it. A raw banana all day long. Banana pudding And the crazy thing about banana pudding is you don't even cook banana pudding. You don't cook the banana. I can't eat that. Like, I can eat the cookies and the cream and all that. The bananas in the pudding, can't do it.
I found that don't mix it with anything for me. Not even with cereal. I need to have it peel and have it.
Yep.
Don't put it in anything.
and that's so weird because my I don't like cooking in nothing. Like peach cobbler, like people love peach cobbler. I would take all the crust off the cobbler and just eat the crust. I would not eat the peaches. And it's the weirdest thing. And I can't explain it. I just don't like cooked fruit.
I think it's a mind thing for me as well. One, I know banana for sure is a smell. And then it's like fruits, I want to have the actual fruit. Don't cook it, people. Don't cook it. If you cook it and you love it, great. But for me, I don't. Right,
me too. I'm with Solita on that one. Don't cook my fruit. Give it to me raw. I like it just like it is, straight from nature, just like it is.
Exactly.
So I'm excited to get our conversation going. So you were born in the Republic of Guyana, and I see that you said Antigua and Barbuda will always be my place. Tell us about. First of all, that sounds amazing. You know, I got to tell you this real quick. And this is because you're talking about the banana. So I had to go do a training in St. Lucia a few years ago. And when I got off, I swear to God, y'all, if you've never gone to St. Lucia, you have to go because it's so beautiful. It was just so beautiful. So when the plane flew into St. Lucia, we had to fly around the twin volcanoes. They're called the Patone volcanoes. Yeah. And we had to fly around the volcanoes to get to the airport. And I swear, I always say this, and I'm going to date myself. But for those of you who select Fantasy Island, I felt like I was flying into Fantasy Island because I had to fly around the volcanoes to get to the airport. And I was like, this is amazing. And so once we landed and we took the van to our hotel, it was bananas. It was bananas hanging on trees. I was like, "What are those?" Because they had like bags around them, I guess, to protect them.
Yes.
And they was like, "Oh, those are bananas." I'm talking about just rows and land, acres and acres of bananas. And I was like, "Wow, it was beautiful." And so I tell that story to say, I met this guy. It was a film festival, and I have a TV network, and I was telling the filmmakers how to get their films off the island because they had a problem trying to, they make these great films on such a beautiful island. They couldn't get them off the island. Yeah. There was a guy there. He was a filmmaker, and he said, Audrey, I was in New York. He said, and I saw this guy eat out the garbage can. He said, and I was astonished, and I said to him, so to me, I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. Like, to see homeless folks eating out the garbage can was nothing new for me. He said, but it made me realize back home, which was in St. Lucia, we can go out and get fresh fish right out the ocean, pull fresh fruit right off the trees. And I said, he said we would never starve. We would never have to eat out the garbage. And I thought about that for a second. And I was like, wow, that's true. And it was true, y'all, because the hotel was like right across the street from the beach. There were bananas hanging. So I went to a meeting with the government. We went to about 5 meetings with the government while we were there. And I'm inside of the prime minister's office. And I'm looking out the window. And there was like this purple fruit hanging on the tree. So when the meeting was over, I said to him, what is that? He said, oh, that's a mango. I had never seen a purple mango. I said, a mango?
Oh, no? Oh, those are the best.
I had never seen one, Solita. He said, that's a mango. He said, we have 52 varieties of mangoes on this island. Yeah. I said, what? It was amazing. Yeah. So I said all that to say this, right? I spent 7-8 days in St. Lucia. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I always say to people, why do you want to come to America? Because we're always flying to you guys. Like it's paradise. What made you want to come to the States? And I know you've been here a few years.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's a question we always ask. Every time I say, hey, I left the islands and I'm now living in the States. I'm going to tell you, as I said, Antigua will always be my home because it's where I grew up. It's where it helped me become the person that I am today. I have a special place for it. It's a beautiful island. If you think St. Lucia is beautiful, you should definitely try Antigua and Barbuda. It's absolutely amazing. The people are great. Just being there is awesome. But at the same time, while I enjoy living in the Caribbean, there's also family and opportunity that would have been the catalyst for me moving here. So most of us, when we leave the islands, it's not necessarily that, okay, we don't want to be there anymore. if we migrate for different opportunities and also to be closer to family. So yeah.
And that's the answer I get most of the time. And I got to tell you this, and I got to ask you this, because maybe you can answer it for me. When I was in St. Lucia, they had cocoa fields. So cocoa, y'all, like chocolate. They had like cocoa fields. And nobody was doing anything with it. So I'm an entrepreneur. So I'm on the island, like looking at all the opportunities. Like, wait a minute. So are you telling me that you're growing cocoa on that field? Nobody's touching it? That's like, yeah. What are we gonna do with it? I'm like, what? It's chocolate. So
yeah, but they do export it like to the different islands, and as well, I know some of the Caribbean islands try and export to, Europe and the U.S. But it's not always easy for us, especially with the banana. Banana was something that was exportation of banana was a big thing in the Caribbean, and if you know the story behind that, how I'm not gonna go into politics of it, but got into the place where they cut the Caribbean out of the market because we were the largest producers of bananas and exporters of bananas. So it's one thing that we can produce, but it's a little bit more difficult to be able to export to these different countries, mass produce and send it to be able to sustain our economy. So we can produce it. We need the market to export it too, and we need those opportunities and to have a fair trade system where the smaller islands and the islands in the Caribbean have an opportunity to trade.
So now I'm gonna ask you a hard question. You may not know the answer to this, but I'm gonna ask it. So when I was in St. Lucia, I had to go speak at a film festival. There are a lot of filmmakers there who were excited that I was there to talk to them about how to get their content off the island into mainstream, which I had a platform for that. This is what I ran into. I didn't run into problems with the filmmakers. I ran into problems with the government. And so the government hindered, like we went to about 5 meetings while we were on the island. We went to 2 meetings when we got back home to America, and they just would not help their people. It was crazy. It was like, so you asked me to help, but then when I offer you the opportunity to help, you don't want the help. So do you find that that's a lot of the problems when it comes to trying to export your goods off the islands is your government?
For exportation of goods and services, it's not necessarily the government. As I said before, it's more of setting up that free trade, equal trade for the islands to be able to get those opportunities. I'm going to give your audience homework where they can research the whole debacle around the exportation of bananas from the Caribbean and the battle that we had to go through and what happened at the end of the day where, the Caribbean is not able to get into the large markets because of that. There are sometimes issues with the government itself. I'm not going to get too deep into politics. Yeah. But there are some issues with the government itself, when it comes to policies that we have and really supporting small businesses, and as well as, putting things in place that we can expand beyond the regions that we're in. And I know personally for me, I've always thought of the Caribbean should be like a collective of islands that we work together instead of working individually and independently. And I think if we can come together as a union, we'll be able to do a lot more than trying to do it on an individual scale, because individually we have different talents and resources, and I think if we pool those together, we'll be able to get further than we are today.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm going to tell y'all what they told me, because I asked about the banana. I was like, why are so many? They said, because Chiquita, I'm just going to tell y'all, they said Chiquita got the contract and knocked all the Caribbean out the box. And I was like, really? So that's what I was told by someone who, who understood what was going on. And I was like, wow. So that's exactly it. Yeah, that's what they told me. And I was like, wow. And let me tell y'all something. We could talk about this stuff all day, but we won't, because we want to talk about style and confidence. But when it comes to this type of stuff right here, I get very excited, because I feel like if you've ever gone, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to the Bahamas twice, I've been to St. Lucia, I've been to Mexico, and from the outside looking in, there's so much beauty. There's so many opportunities that we could see, but we don't understand. Just like Solita was just saying, we don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. Like I went over there, I'm thinking, heck, listen, you got a cocoa field. Take me to the field. Let's figure out how we can get this cocoa off this island. Let's make some cocoa trees or something. That was me, right? Not really understanding, like, okay, there's a whole process behind the scene that you have no idea about, but you see the opportunities. And we're not going to get into that, but it's a lot. I can tell you this, Solita. One of the things, I went to the Bahamas, not last year, the year before last. I had to speak over there as well, and their chamber of commerce over there was rocking it. Like, I don't know, I would tell anybody to talk to them, because they were helping their entrepreneurs like get like $1 million deals for like hot sauce and things like that. Wow. I was like, it was amazing. And so the president of the chamber over there, I mean, he was working like he had people. It was crazy. I was like so amazed. I said to them, like, I'm about to move to the Bahamas. Heck, my chamber don't do all this, like you rocking deals, like really like big deals. But they were saying that was important to help them create these enterprises, and the way to do that was to create these collaborations outside of the island. And they were doing that. And I said to them, man, I'm about to move to Bahamas, because I'm a member of 3 chambers, and none of them has connected me to $1 million deal yet. A lot of networking, no $1 million deal yet. And so I thought that was pretty cool. So, okay, let's get on to style, because I could be on this. I'll be on this all day. I'm all about community and social impact and entrepreneurship. I love that stuff. I've been one for a very long time, so I can get lost in just those conversations alone. But I won't, not today. So, you are the founder of Style to Impact, which I thought that was such a cute name. Tell us about why you started that business, and how you've been able to help women like turn their style sense around. I told you earlier about my daughter, who I think has an amazing sense of style. And I think I had one when I was younger, before I became an entrepreneur. When I became an entrepreneur, I became a slouch. It's like sweatpants, T-shirts, because I'm working from home for 24 years. I can dress up only when I have to. How do you help women change their style so they can change the way they feel about themselves and show up at the table?
Oh, thank you very much. So Style to Impact was actually, when I started personal styling, it was more of trying to find my creative bone, because I never thought I had that after spending 15 years plus in banking and having that numbers mindset and having that personality where everything needed to be aligned in a certain way, and having just being logical all the time. I remember talking to a coworker of mine, and I'm like, I hate people who are crazy. Like, I hate people who can draw, color, cut, and sew. Like, I don't like you guys, right? Because she was a designer, so it was just like a joke. I wasn't like really serious. It was a joke. And she said to me, but I think you're creative. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, look at the way you dress. Look at the way you put together outfits. I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing. She's like, no, it is actually a career. And so that was where it kind of like started in terms of me thinking, oh, I can do this as a career. I can do this. This is something that people want. And I'm kind of like brushed it aside until one day this lawyer contacted me, and she's like, I love everything that you're doing. Can you help me with my style? Because I'm going into a different role in my firm, and I'm also going to be doing some mentorship with some girls. I'm like, huh? I'm what? I was like, okay, no problem, right? And we kind of worked together. And just from that experience alone, I was like, oh, because growing up, I was told, make sure when you're leaving your home, you dress properly. You make sure you look good. But it was never linked to creating opportunities. It was just that thing of when you leave your home, make sure you represent properly. You go out and looking put together. But it was never connected to career and business until I started to explore the opportunities and seeing where the importance of really dressing ourselves, not just to feel confident, but be able to get those opportunities. Fast forward, because that's a whole long story. Fast forward to today, when I decided to really become a business and really concentrate on it, it's like Style to Impact. I never wanted to be your ordinary personal stylist. And I never wanted to just say, oh, I'm not your average personal stylist. I'm like, oh, that's like so bland. It's like, what do I want to do? What are some of my passions? What are some of the things that I enjoy? What is the message that I want to relay? And through that, just going through that process, it's like Style to Impact, because I want women to dress in things that make them feel comfortable and happy, so that they can make an impact within their careers or within the business industry, whether or not they're an entrepreneur. Because once you have that confidence, once you feel good about yourself, you're able to attract the opportunities that you want, those $1 million deals and those $1 million clients. you're able to go into rooms, whether or not it's the boardroom, whether or not it's into a meeting, whether or not it's just having a passion for something, and you can speak on that, right? You have the confidence to speak up, and you also have the ability to negotiate and ask for things that you want. Because most of the time, especially as women, we get into rooms and we compare ourselves to everyone in the room. And if we don't think that we measure up, we kind of like sit back and we feel uncomfortable being in the room. But once you develop your confidence, and that is something that you can do through the things that you wear, you're able to ask for more. You're able to get those opportunities. So it was just like everything just worked together. Coming up with the name, everything just worked together in that this is the message that I want to have. This is the message that I want to release. This is the impact that I want to make. And to dub it in my shorter version of it is Women Empowerment Through Stye. That is what Stye the Impact is.
Yes. You know, it's so funny because I remember when I first started out as an entrepreneur, like before I started out, I love clothes. Like I still love clothes to this day. And so I used to spend a lot of money on clothes. Like my American Express bill used to be at least $1,000 a month. It was crazy. And then when I became an entrepreneur and I was working from home, clothes, they weren't as important anymore because every dime went into the business. And so I kind of lost that kind of flair of like, you know what, I need to dress up. But here's what I will tell you is that when I have to go to a meeting, you better best I put on my power colors. I put on orange, those are my power colors, or red. And I show up in that room. But I got to tell you, like, I like jeans. So I would love to dress up jeans. But I don't think I've ever really worn a jean to a power meeting. I love them, though. Like, I love jeans. You said something. You said you wanted to empower people. When I think about what you're saying, I feel like it starts with a mindset first. So before you can even get them to a jean, and I'll give you a prime example. My partner, Georgette, and I, we invented the first plus-size fashion dolls. So, you know, the dolls were, our motto for them was don't let what you weigh stand in your way. And that's probably still the motto I live by today, really. Don't let what you weigh stand in your way. And so this was before the internet was as big as it was. I used to get so many emails from people. I got love and I got hate. Now, the hate was more self-hate from people than love, than they hated me. But they hated me because they hated themselves. And so I remember getting this one letter from this woman. Deja had some I think we had put on some spandex. So Deja's my black doll. So it's a black doll, Deja. The white doll was Dawn. The Hispanic doll was Dina. And they were both, in real life, they probably be like a 14, size 14, 16 in real life. But in the modeling world, in real life, that was still plus size. Like they were still fat. And for real, like if you look at what back then, what was considered cute, you was a 0, you know, like, you know, you maybe a 2, you know, but if you were like a 14 or a 16, you were fat. And for us now, being a 14, 12, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, she's voluptuous. She got all this going on. Back then you were fat. But anyway, we would get letters, right? And I remember getting this one letter from this woman and she said, how dare you put her in spandex? Fat people don't wear spandex. Wow. She said, all I wear is moo-moos. And I said to myself, what the hell is a moo-moo? I had no idea. Because I was a big girl. Like, what is a moo-moo? And so
what's a moo-moo?
I had to go look that up. And it was like these big flower dresses that you wear. And the woman wasn't that big. She might have been a size 18, which is where I am right about right now. And I feel great at an 18. You know, I still got 35, 40 pounds I want to drop. But it's because I'm trying to get my stomach flat. I ain't going to even lie. But anyway, she was like, we wear moo-moos. I'm like, a moo-moo? Like, what is a moo-moo? So she hated herself, and she felt like I did not have a right to have a doll that promoted self-love at a size 14, 16. And so for me, when I hear you talk, how much of what you do is mindset? And how do you get people to change their minds? Because mind is a powerful thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. And what you're saying, it's the problem that we have and why women don't feel confident, beautiful, no matter their shape or size or color or race. It's because of those negative comments that will come into play and feed into our mindset that we were told growing up, or we're, you know, constantly someone is reminding us like, oh, you don't fit that model of beautiful, or you don't fit that model of what you know, sexy is, and we take that on ourselves. And so we don't appreciate the body that we have that's been supporting us throughout our life, you know, however long you're on this planet, for that body's been supporting you. It's been supporting you In getting up, it's been supporting you. In going to work, it's been supporting you. In becoming an entrepreneur, running your business, having kids, running a marathon, whatever the activities that you do on a daily basis, that body is the one that's been the facilitator of that. It's been helping you to do that, right? So my thing has always been to remind women to love the body that they're in, right? So that first stage when we work together, when I'm working with my clients, we go through what I call the clarity stage. It's not only understanding who you are as a person, getting rid of those negative mindset, getting rid of those negative things that you were told that were fed to you as you grow. And as you know, even today's persons are still telling you that, and you're looking at the magazines and you think, I don't look like that, so I can't wear that. It's like, no, you can wear it. You just have to know how to dress your body type, right? There is nothing that you should look at and say, oh, I don't want to wear that because I am too whatever it is that you want to add there. It's like, no, how can I dress my body that I have to be confident, feel sexy in it, and go out into the world and do whatever that I want to do, whatever your passion is, right? So that first thing is the mindset. We have to work on that, and it's not always easy. So what I'd like to do is just go through different exercises. One, let's explore. If you didn't have these different negative comments coming at you left and right, what would you do? Right? Sometimes we have to think about it that way. Like, if the world wasn't the way it is and you didn't take on these negative comments, what would you do? How would you want to show up? What message do you want to translate? What do you want people to say about you? And how do you want to feel about yourself? Right? How do you want to feel about yourself? I had a consultation recently where a client was like, okay, I want to feel bold, confident, and fun. But yet, her closet, I asked her to send me a photo. When I look at it, I was like, does this photo say bold, confident, and fun? She's like, no. I was like, why not? It's like, well, I got into the space where this was just the norm, so I just kind of like wore it. But it's like, no. Go back to whenever you were deciding things for yourself when it comes to your wardrobe and what you want to wear. Establish those 3 words and determine when you look at what you're wearing, is your wardrobe communicating that? And that comes back to your mindset and clarifying your message and clarify how you want to feel about yourself. But it's a process, right? Because especially if you're deep dive into, I never... I was fed all these negative comments about my body and about myself, and here's it, I want to make a change, but it's a slow process, and I think we have to give ourselves grace for that process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but the first step that you have to make is realizing that who you are and who you want to become is a conflict, and if you want to become a better person, you want to create better opportunities for yourself, then you have to be able to make certain changes. Those changes are going to be small steps, but you have to make the first step, which is, okay, I am not dressing my best, or I'm not showing up as my best self. I want to show up as bold, confident, and fun, but I'm not showing up as that person. So what is the first step I need to do? Maybe go in your closet and get rid of all the things that don't represent bold, confident, and fun.
That's a good one. That's a good one right there. Let me tell you, if you go into my closet, and I did this recently, so I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 120 pounds. I still got a few pounds left I want to lose. But when I went into my closet, Solita, honestly, I had about 35 pair of jeans, to the point where I gave a lot of them. I gave a whole shopping cart away of jeans, and I still have a bag of jeans left. And I love jeans, right? But I realized there were other clothes in my closet that I was just holding on to. And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with this? Like, it did not represent who I was. It did not represent who I wanted to be. It was just like, why did I buy this again? It was like that type of thing, right? But it was when I felt like I should be corporate. That's when it was. So when I looked at those clothes, it was like, okay, this when you were trying to be corporate. Like, you were trying to be, you had to go to business meetings because you were talking to investors for the business. Oh, that's what that was for. But when I look at what I really love, it's jeans. And so now I have to replenish all my jeans. I got a question for you, because I found this interesting. You said, I work with high-performing women to help them build their confidence. when I think of high performing women, I already think that they have confidence because that's how they became high performing. Am I incorrect in that thinking?
You would think so, right? Because
Yeah.
high performance, I can perform well in my business. I can have the confidence to negotiate, but I'm a horrible dresser.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like it's contradictory. It's like, oh no, I'm high performance, so I have everything together. No, you can be confident and still lack certain traits. You can be high performing and still lack certain things, right? So you're high performing in that you can close that deal. You are doing, 6-7 figures in your business, but when it comes to your first impression, you're trying to now go into a different market. Do you have that personal brand style that will connect with those persons, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and let's use yourself as an example. So here's that your lifestyle has changed. You're working more from home, and you're not doing those corporate pitches. So obviously, those corporate outfits are not necessary anymore. What is your lifestyle right now? When I come into play, it's to dress you for the lifestyle that you're in right now. So you're doing great in your business.
Mm-hmm.
But are you going to still wear the corporate outfits that you are not talking to that audience anymore, or are you going to dress for the audience that you're talking to? So that's where, when I say high performing, it's to get you to align who you are and what you're doing and your image.
Yeah, I could totally understand it because right now I've always loved jeans and I still love jeans. I think right now because even if I went to a corporate meeting right now, I probably wear jeans and a jacket, a blazer or something because that's the style I am. That's where I am right now. And if you're gonna judge me by my clothes, then you're gonna miss out on the best part of me. Like I need to look good and feel good because when I walk up in the room, I need you to understand that I'm confident and I come to deliver. And so for me, it's wearing some jeans. You know what I mean? So, and I think about that. I don't know if you ever heard the story why Steve Jobs only wore black. Have you ever heard that story?
Yes, we talk about decision fatigue and having you're running $1 billion company. Last thing you want to do is think about your clothing.
Right.
But I also have a different opinion on that.
Okay, share.
Which is think about it this way, because every time I talk on image and having, wearing the right and appropriate clothing and the impact of what you wear that it can have on your audience and your business, I always get that example, Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg, what they wear.
Yep.
And this is what I want you to think about. Let's look at Facebook. What was the basis and message of Facebook? What was the brand message? Who were they targeting? Who were they connecting with?
Mm-hmm.
So Facebook in its initial stage was to connect you with your long-lost best friend or your grandmother with her friend that's overseas for how many years they've never seen each other, and, with that type of thing. Can you imagine Mark trying to sell Facebook to that audience in a business suit?
Right. Right.
It will come across as the message that you'll get, it's just another corporate person in, trying to take my money and connect me. It's like, that's just another. But you wouldn't get that level of community and connectivity had he worn a suit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he has developed his brand message and image based on what he wants to relate. At the end of the day, he decided that I'm a cool kid. This is the things that I'm comfortable in, and this is what I'm going to wear. But the brand message and the way he presented himself came together. It's aligned. And then I flipped that as well. When he needs to be that boss, that person who commands respect and get into a room. Use an example when he needed to go to the White House. How did he dress?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a different message he was trying to translate. There's no way he could have gone into that meeting wearing what he wears on a normal basis. It'll be like, okay, do you realize the seriousness of the matter that you're in, why you're here? So that's where it comes in. Yes, we can look at these billionaires and be like, look how they dress. It's not necessary for me to do, to dress and in a way that, people should judge me. But people are going to judge you regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want it to be a negative or a positive?
Right.
Right. And if you want it to be a positive, dressing your best does not mean putting yourself into something that is not you, right? For you, for instance, jeans is something that you love. Jeans is what you feel most comfortable in. We can dress jeans up for any occasion, right? Any business meeting that you're going in also depends on where you're going into that business meeting, right? Who are you meeting? And those are the different factors that we have to look at whenever we're thinking about presenting ourselves. Because you are your business. Whether or not you have a business, a physical business, or you are in corporate, you are a brand. People are going to judge you. We can say from now till the cows come in. People are going to judge you based on how you look because they know nothing about you. Mm-hmm. If you're walking on the street and I know nothing about you, what is it is going to attract me to want to have a conversation with you? If we want to be take it where we talk about romance, right? Mm-hmm. You know nothing about the guy, you know nothing about the girl, but there was something about her appearance that made you want to talk to her, right? It's the same thing when it comes to your business and your career. Let your image speak for you before you can communicate your value, especially in those rooms that no one is aware of who you are, right? So we have to, when I talk about working with my clients and really working with especially new entrepreneurs or the 9-to-5ers that are trying to climb the corporate ladder, you have to show that your skill set matches everything about you because people question your skill set sometimes based on the way you look. It is not right, but it happens. So my job is to ensure that you put yourself in the best possible position.
Let me ask you this, because I know a couple people that they are good thrifters. Like they go to the best thrift stores and they pull out the best clothes and they look amazing. Like I remember one of my friends, she was a thrifter. And she would just go pull out the best stuff, right? And she was an attorney. I knew you said you wanted to be an attorney at some point, but you went into finance. She was an attorney. Yeah. And let me tell y'all a quick story about what she said about being an attorney. So you love Perry Mason, so did I. You love Matlock, so did I. And I probably should have been an attorney because I like to talk. But my friend was an attorney. And she loved to thrift, and she would come out and find the most amazing things. So she was dating this guy, right, down here in Atlanta, and he was high performing, right? And he said to her, you're going to have to stop shopping at the thrift store. And she was like, why? And he was like, well, why would you shop at a thrift store? So in his mind, if you weren't shopping at, like, I guess, Dolce and Gabbana, like, what you had on shouldn't matter. And she's like, well, why would I can go get Dolce & Gabbana for $7 at a thrift store versus me paying $700 for the same jacket. And he could not wrap his head around that. So do you show women how to maximize their budget and look fly at the same time? Because I know that's for a lot of people. It's like, well, I got to go out and, buy the Louis Vuitton, and spend $800 that I can't really afford or whatever. Do you show them how to do that? Yeah. Dress the style the impact on a budget, and look great at the same time?
Absolutely. There's that and I think that is the reason why, and I'm going to speak for, because my ideal clients are women, right? I focus on just working with women. I think that's where the misconception is, because women tend to think to look good, to be stylish, you have to spend every last dime that you earn on clothing. No. Okay? Absolutely not. There are those persons who think to look stylish, you need to be draped in designer clothing. And that's them. That's their preference. That's what they prefer. That's okay. But you don't have to limit yourself from dressing well because you don't have a large budget. The basis of dressing well, first of all, is understanding how you want to show up. What are some of the things that you want to wear? How, what your budget, determining how much money you're going to spend. If you're going to spend monthly $100, okay, what are some of the brands that I can shop? And making sure that you make a list of all the things that you need. So you're only buying what you need. And before you go shopping, one of the things that I do with my clients is to shop your closet. Because a lot of us have things in the closet that we've purchased and we've never, ever worn.
That was me.
Okay? So before you go, for everyone listening today, before you want to buy anything out, go into your closet, pull those pieces that you haven't worn. I mean, yes, we had COVID, and a lot of persons like, oh, yeah, I wore my pajamas all day. That's a different conversation. But pull those pieces that you haven't worn in a while and really recreate styles, right? It's not about going out and spending a lot of money. And I've seen people gone to a thrift store and wear thrift store, and thrifting is not what it used to be. There was this negative poor thing that, oh, if you thrift, you were like super poor. That's what it was. At least for when I was growing up, that's what it was. It's like, oh, this is where the poor people go to shop. But it's not that anymore. As you said, you can go to a thrift store and you can get designer clothing if you want, right? If that's something that you're interested in. But get away from the mindset of thinking that to dress well, you have to spend a lot of money. You have to know what you want, what you have in your closet, and how you want to present yourself and recreate different styles. Just find inspiration and restyle those pieces. Don't get into that space where people tell you, oh, no, you have to wear designer bag, or you have to wear designer shoes, or you have to go and spend a lot of money in this brand and get expensive clothing. I can tell you that even those persons, like, we think about it and we like, there's certain stores I can't afford. Oh, I can't afford Saks, or I can't afford Bloomingdale's. I can tell you this. There's a secret to shopping at those stores. It's called sales.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is called sales. So if you want to be one of those persons, oh, I want to shop at Bloomingdale's, but I don't have Bloomingdale's full price money, check them when they have sales. They will have like 70% off. And the shoes that you were stocking for $100 plus, you end up getting for $50 or so. So once you make that list of the things that you want and make a list of the brands that you want to shop, regardless of the price point, check out their sales. Check out their sales rack. Buying, I have no problems with telling my clients or even myself buying on sale, but ensure when you're buying on sale, you're buying quality pieces. Because it makes no sense that you buy a Forever 21 or Old Navy T-shirt, you know, the ones that you can wear one time and that's it, and you spend $7 or $12 on it. You wear it once and you put it in a washing machine and that's it. There goes your $12. Whereas if you decided, okay, you know what? There's that T-shirt over. I want a white T-shirt. What if I spend $20 or $15 based on the brand that's on sale and get a quality T-shirt?
Mm-hmm.
That means you can wear it and wash it multiple times. So always take that into consideration when you're shopping, when you're buying. It's not about the price tag; it's about the quality and the fit.
And you know, I want to jump to Undergarment. We're almost out of time. God, we got 5 minutes. Georgette and I did a pageant years ago when we first launched the doll company. It was called a Big Beautiful Doll Pageant, but it was for women. It was for plus size women, and it was the pageant was just, we had so many women apply to be in that pageant. We chose 21 women, and we had no, you know how you say we had standing room only? We had no room. Yeah. Like the pageant, we had it at the Crystal Ballroom, downtown Newark, at the Hilton Hotel. There was no standing room. There was no room. People were in the hallway, and the pageant was packed. And we were so excited about that pageant. And it was one girl, when I tell you the fashion that she had on, Solita, was amazing, like just beautiful. And then there was this other girl, her fashion was okay. Now we had judges, and we wanted to make sure that we picked judges that nobody knew. So we had a judge who was a pharmaceutical engineer. Nobody knew her. Mm-hmm. I barely knew her. We had a judge that drove in from Maryland. I think she was a therapist. Nobody knew her. We had a judge, I think he was one of the Spinners or the Four Tops, the singing group. I think it was the Spinners. He was one of the Spinners. And then we had, at that time, Sonia Lane, who was the editor for Belle Magazine, which was a plus-size magazine for African-American women. She was one of our editors, right? And so, one of our judges. And so we wanted to make sure we had judges that nobody knew. And so we had these amazing judges, and it was this one girl. I mean, her name was Lillian. I'm never going to forget her. Her name was Lillian because she had some beautiful fashion. And then there was this other girl. I can't even think of the girl's name. And she actually won the pageant. She was a smaller one. So to be in the pageant, you had to be a size 14 and up. Now, this was us not knowing that you could be 5'8" and a size 14 and look like you were a size 8. We didn't know that. Yeah. We were just like, you had to be a size 14 and up. We never said you had to be a size 14 to be 5'4". And so she showed up. God, I can't think of that girl's name. It'll come back to me. But anyway, her fashion was not as nice. The other girl fashion was really nice. She was bigger. This girl, I want to say her name was Angie. It could have been Angie. But she won the pageant, right? And so people were so mad at us because she won. And I cried like a baby because the one thing we had said we didn't want to happen was people to say we cheated, right? And that's exactly what they said. They were like, they cheated. And so, honestly, Georgette and I spent the whole night running around trying to make sure everything on the floor. It was so many people. We was over the fire code for the Crystal Ballroom. And the Crystal Ballroom is gorgeous. We were over the fire code with people. People were standing in the hallway because they couldn't get, it was crazy. That's the one thing we had said. We don't want people to say we cheated. Well, they said we cheated anyway because a girl won. And she won, and when she won, I cried like a baby. I got hate mail in the mail. People hated us. Like, they say we cheated. They said she won because she was the smallest. They said she won because she sold the most tickets to the pet. All these reasons why she won, and their people didn't win. So I had to call Sonia. I said, listen, I need to know why this girl won, right? She said, Audrey, she won because she was the most sophisticated. She said, she had on the right underwear with every outfit. And this is exactly what she told me. She said she had on the right underwear for every outfit. I said, but what about the girl Lillian? She said, Audrey, she came out there with negligee on with no underwear. You could see right through it. I said, we couldn't see because we were on the floor running around. She said, that girl, whoever her, this is what she said to me. I'm never going to forget this. And this was 20 years ago. She said this to me. She said, that girl, whoever her team was, they put her together nicely.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? It's not, you have to dress appropriately, and undergarments, oh my gosh, it will make or break your outfit. If you're not wearing the proper bra, when you're supposed to be wearing let's say a cross, you're wearing off the shoulder, and you're not wearing strapless, you're wearing straps, it will kill your outfit. If you're wearing underwear that I can see the shape, color, and form of it, it will kill your outfit, right? So that's the thing about dressing well and ensuring that your image that you're portraying is one of sophistication, and it does not require you spending a lot. It requires you wearing the right pieces at the appropriate time and putting an entire package together from your hair right down to your toes, right? Because your hair needs to be combed, your shoes need to be clean. I went to an all-girls high school where shoes, you could not go to school with your shoes dirty. And up to this day, I clean my shoes, right? And women will sometimes negate doing that, or lotioning your feet, lotioning your hands. Those are all things that help with your image and help put you together. It's not just the clothes that you wear, but it's the overall way of how you present yourself. So, yeah, sophistication comes down to having those little details that we take for granted and really working on those.
When she told me that, I've never forgotten that. And I can't even remember who the winner was. And I honestly, she was a nice girl, but the girl that I thought would win, and I was basing it on fashion. So had I been a judge, I probably would have based it on fashion. She did not. She based it on sophistication and class. And that's how that girl won. So apparently all my judges based it on that matter because they all voted for her and she won. And she said, Audrey, whoever put her together, they did a great job. Like, her team did a great job. And I thought that was so cool. I got to tell you a quick story about these shoes though. So I have a friend, right? And we all like, we grew up together. We went to high school together. We were like 14, 15 years. And we are still friends to this day, like really good friends. But if a guy came up to talk to us and his sneakers were dirty, to this day, if his sneakers were dirty, we're like, yeah, nah, it's not going to happen. We're not going to, because If your fingernails are dirty and your sneakers are dirty, that means you don't take care of yourself. Now, it's one thing if you're coming from work, we get it. If you came from work, but if you just came out the house like that and your sneakers and your fingernails are dirty,
Exactly, and that is what you're hitting the nail on the head based on this whole conversation on what it means to style to impact. It simply means people will judge you based on certain things that they're looking for as well. Right? So you have to be able to do like basic hygiene. Like we all want to have basic hygiene and interact with people that clean their nails, brush their teeth, smell great, clean their shoes. Right? Those are all things that make up you having a style that you're able to make these different impacts with in any industry, in any field, and anything that you're doing. So people will judge you. Make it come from a positive place. That will open the opportunities that you need. So. You just wrapped it all up there right there with that story.
I just wrapped it up. And before I wrap it up though, I got one thing. So Solita got a website called Shop to Impact. I thought that was so cool. And I said to her, I got to tell you something, but I'm going to tell you on the air. I got a suggestion for you. I thought that was so cool. She got amazing fashion on the website, everything. Solita, I really feel like you should look into turning that into a show.
Turn it into
a show?
A show?
Yes. Oh. I think you should, because I was like, first of all, it's very catchy, Shop to Impact. I love it. And when I said it, I was like, oh, that could be a TV show. That could really be a TV show. And here's the thing, right? In this space where we are right now today, I know a lot of people want to pitch their idea to a big network. And you're in Atlanta, you may be able to get a show because you are in Atlanta. But here's the thing, if you don't get a network to pick it up, if you produce your own show, there's distribution out there that you can start your own. You can have your own subscription, Shop to Impact channel that people subscribe to, not just on YouTube, but on Roku and Amazon Fire TV and Apple TV and all those places. That could happen. And when I saw a Shop to Impact, I was like, I gotta tell her, that needs to be a show. Now, granted, it's probably gonna be a little bit of work, right? But it could be done.
For sure.
For sure, it could be done. And it's a bunch of ways to go about that. But I just felt like if you want to take it to the next level, I feel like that's the way to go. Like, if you want to take the brand to the next level, and I love your brand. I feel like I'm having like a deja vu moment right now, y'all. I feel like that is the way for you. And I get these visions sometimes, and it's the weirdest thing because they just come and I have like this whole idea of what you should do. But I feel like what you're doing is so important because you're helping women get the courage to have this impact by utilizing clothes that they probably have in their closet already. Or they can go out to a discount store like a Marshall's or Burlington. Let me tell you, I've fallen in love with Burlington and Marshall's and Ross. I love them. Like, literally, it's a shame because I went to Burlington and I spent like $450. And my husband saw the receipt, and I was with my daughter, and I was like, oh my God. He's like, well, I see you had a good time at Burlington. It was hilarious. And I was like, I did. But I feel like what you're doing right now.
I hope you purchase the things that you absolutely need and will wear.
I did, and I love them all. And so I'm going on all these vacations starting next month. And so I looked in the closet, like, I'm going to wear this one on this time. I'm going to take this group on that trip. So I'm going on like 3 vacations, and I got my wardrobe already ready. But let me just be honest. Part of that was for the baby. Like, the baby got a big chunk of that $450. I ain't gonna even lie.
Okay.
Like my granddaughter got a big chunk of that, and so that was one thing. But I feel like the work that you're doing with women, because it's so important for you to show up, and they need to hear. Here's the thing, ladies. The world is waiting for you to show up. They're waiting for you. There's somebody out there who needs to hear your message. But if you're bogged down with not having self-esteem and self-confidence and the courage, you need to talk to someone like Solita who can help you. I don't know about you. I could put on some sweatpants. My hair look great. I'm good, right? I rarely get my nails done, because my nails grow long anyway. So I rarely get them done. But my hair, oh yeah, when my hair is tight, oh, I feel great. For some of you, it may be your clothes. Like, I'll put my jeans on and my sweats and be like, I'm good. My hair look good. And I'm telling y'all, like I'm telling you, people see confidence. They see it just like they see fear in you, and they see desperation. They can see confidence. They really do. I'm going to say this.
Because you walk different and you talk differently.
You walk differently and you talk different. When I was younger, I was always the big girl in my group of friends. Always. All my friends were smaller than me. But I would always pull the best guys. And one of my friends said to me one time, she's like, how you get them guys to buy you stuff? And I had never thought about that. And I was saying, what you mean? She's like, they always buy you stuff. And I was like, I don't know. Which I didn't, right? It was only later on that I realized it was confidence. And I had a business meeting one time, and the guy that I had been dating, he was like, well, I ain't into the business meeting, but my friend, somebody, I forgot his name. Let's say his name was Hakeem or something. He's like, he may want to go with you because he's about all that stuff, right? So the guy goes to the meeting. I meet him there at the meeting. It was an opportunity meeting. He goes, and I had to speak that night, which I wasn't prepared, but they put me on the spot to speak. And I was like, all right, let me get up here and speak. So the next time I saw him, I saw the guy that went to the meeting, and my ex, you know, he's like, now tell her how you feel about big girls. And he was like, yeah, but she's sexy. And he looked at him, he was like, what? He's like, yeah, man, she got up there and she spoke, man. It's something about her. It was hilarious. But I would get that all the time. But it was the confidence. It was that whole boss thing that, you know, it was that attraction. I dated this one guy. He only dated light-skinned girls, right? I'm dark. I'm a dark-skinned chick. And I was like, I'm going to make him fall in love with me because he told me that crap. Like, you only date light-skinned. Okay, I got you. And so I was being real mean, Solita. I was like, I'm going to make him fall in love with me. And I'm going to break his heart. And I did it. I made him fall in love and broke his heart. But I said to him later on, because we became really good friends, why you picked me? I was a big girl and I was dark-skinned. He's like, man, Audrey, your confidence.
Yep.
He's like, your
confidence is key. It is key. It is absolutely key. You can pull off anything once you're confident.
Yep. Anything with your confidence. So, ladies, listen. Solita's going to tell you how to contact her. She's going to... Do you do, like, virtual closet viewings?
Yes, I do. So I do have a few options going right now, and I absolutely love your Shop to Impact. I think I can start it as a virtual closet, creating outfits from the things that you already have. I currently have a program I call Shop Your Closet, but I think I love Shop to Impact a little bit more with that. But I do have virtual services that I provide, which is from dressing you for Zoom calls, conferences, to create an outfit so, you know, you have all the pieces in there, but you just don't know how to put it together, dressing your body type, and we can go through that. Because there's like a 3-step program that I have as well, which is going through from everything that I do, make sure I work on clarity, your confidence, and also your closet. To contact me, you can go to my website, which is styletoimpact.com, or you can send me an email at hello@styletoimpact.com. I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram, styletoimpact.com.
All right,
but
listen.
No, Style to Impact.
You got, listen. You need to be styled. Listen, she has given us some great information, and you can tell that she's passionate about this. This is one of my best interviews, y'all, and I interview a lot of amazing people.
Oh, thank you.
But when the energy stays up through the whole interview, and I'm sitting up and sitting back and sitting, because y'all can't see me yet. Because right now, I've been sitting up and sitting back like, yeah, what about... That's a good interview. And so thank you so much for being my guest. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience, especially my women, how you... And I know maybe we'll bring you back to talk about guys. But guys don't normally have too many issues. I don't think. Maybe they do when it comes to
They
dressing.
don't, but I'm going to be honest with you. As I said before, I'm about women empowerment through style. Women are the ones that are overlooked for different opportunities and positions. So I want to be able to work with women so that we can get into those rooms that we want to be in. The guys already have an advantage over us. I want to get women into the spaces that they want to get in. So that's primarily my clients. I love you guys. I would always love you, but I'm rooting for us as women. So, yeah.
And that's right. We need more seats at the table. We need more women in leadership, and especially women of color. We need to be at the table. And see, for us, when we show up to the table, though, they call us bitch. You know, we don't need to show up for them to call us that. We need to show up with confidence, look good, feel good, smell good, and right. But they need to know that we're not. We're just powerful women. We're not bitches. And excuse me.
We can't do anything about those negative things, and that's why I work with women and try and empower them, because we need more women in leadership. We need more women in these companies and to make policies for us, right? Because the decision makers that's making decisions on women's bodies and issues are not women, right? And we need more women in those positions. And once you can show up confident with all your brilliance, you have all your knowledge and all your skills, but I need to make sure that when you step into that room, no one is going to look at you and say, oh, well, she kind of sort of don't dress right, or she kind of sort of don't speak, or she kind of thought, no. When you go up in that room, you're showing going into that room 100% as your most confident self, and dressing the part can get you there as well.
All right, you heard it here. Solita Roberts, Style to Impact. Thank you so much for being my guest today. You have really enlightened me and my audience, and I hope that you guys take something from what she shared. Visit her website, styletaimpact.com. Sign up for her course. Learn how to dress yourself right out of your closet. You don't have to go out and spend another $1,000. You probably got it right in your closet already. Go ahead, let her do a virtual tour of your closet so she can show you exactly what you need to look for. I'm looking for that Shop the Impact show. Listen, when you get it ready, I got distribution for you. But if you don't want distribution on my network, I can show you how to get your own. But again, thank you so much for being my guest. And I'll be talking to you again.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. This was absolutely fun and a pleasure. I appreciate being here.
You're welcome. All right, listen, guys, that's all I got for today. So I'm going to go to my last song. I'll be back after this last song to give you my words of inspiration for the day. And be sure to visit styletaimpact.com to get your style on. All right, stay tuned. welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for today. But before I go, I want to give you my words of inspiration. Here goes. When you are enthusiastic about what you do, you feel the positive energy. It's very simple. Let me say it again. When you're enthusiastic about what you do, you feel the positive energy. It's very simple. Paulo Coelho said that, and he was right. You can hear Solita's enthusiasm through the microphone. You can hear that she was passionate about helping women feel empowered because of the way they dress. You can feel that. You know, I felt it. It kept me enthusiastic through the whole interview. So you got to feel the same way about what you do, whatever it is. You know, if you are a speaker, you want to be enthusiastic. If you are a podcaster, you want to be enthusiastic. You got to feel positive about what you do. You got to feel passionate about what you do, or else you're not going to do it well. You're not going to show up the way you're supposed to show up. I get up every day. I do this show. I smile. I talk to myself when I'm in the studio. I play good music. I talk to great people. I love it. It's my passion. You know, I don't know if it's the purpose. I'm definitely passionate about it, though. It could be my purpose. My purpose is to bring you amazing people like Solita and my past guests. I don't know. Maybe my purpose is to bring you to Talk Tech Tuesday with Chris, or my Talk Business Tuesday when I give you my business tip of the week. I don't know what it is. What I do know is that I'm enthusiastic about doing it. This is my 499th episode, y'all. Monday will be my 500th episode, and I gotta tell you, I'm stepping up my game. I've just ordered me a Rodecaster Pro. Listen, my husband told me he wasn't getting me nothing else. That's what he said, right? He was like, I'm not getting her nothing else. But he got me the Rodecaster Pro last night. He ordered me the Rodecaster Pro, so I'll have it here by Saturday. So I'll be in my new studio with my Rodecaster Pro, ready to go. And I'm excited about that because I told y'all my goal is to level this show up as much as I can. And to do that, I got to have the best equipment to do that. So I'm at episode 499. Monday, God willing, I'll be at episode 500. Yeah, it hasn't even been 3 years yet. December be 3-4 years that I've been doing the show. Yep, December. I started December 2018, and now I'm approaching my 500th episode. I can't even believe that myself. That is crazy. That's nuts. But anyway, thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 19 minutes with me, and I appreciate you to life. Be sure to go and pay my guest a visit. Let her go through your closet and help you come out empowered at styleimpact.com. Be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett, and follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. Also, if you missed the episode or if you want to support the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com. There's a shop there for you to buy shirts, t-shirts, and things like that. Be sure to go and pick up something. Pick up a book from Amazon there at the bottom of the page. Or if you want to advertise on the show or advertise on the website, all that information is on Good Morning Gwinnett. If you listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes, and give it 5 stars. And leave me a comment there. You know, if you like the guest, leave a comment for the guest. I'm sure they would appreciate some love. I would appreciate you showing them some love. Leave a comment for the guest there as well. And download the app from the App Store. Whether you got an Android app or an Apple phone, there is an app in the App Store for the Good Morning Gwinnett Show. Download the app from there. I gotta go, but it's been fun. As always, I love you to life for listening. And I'll be back again Monday at 10 a.m. God willing. Listen, stay safe out there. Hug your family, tell them you love them. Hug your friends and family, tell them you love them. Because life can be short. We hope it don't, but it can be. I'll be back again Monday at 10 a.m. God willing. Until next time, have a wonderful weekend. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.